The palace says President Bongbong Marcos will visit Naga City, where he is expected to meet with former presidential rival and now Naga City Mayor Leni Robredo. In a briefing on Thursday, February 19, Palace Press Officer Claire Castro says Marcos will visit Naga City on Saturday, February 21. According to Castro, the visit will focus on the government's Oplan Kontra Baha project, which is set to be implemented in Naga City. When asked whether Marcos and Robredo will engage in discussions beyond the anti-flood activity, Castro says it is best to wait and see. Castro adds that it is too early to discuss alliances or other matters related to the 2028 elections. This, even as some analysts have already mentioned Robredo as a potential strong candidate against Vice President Sarah Duterte. Duterte announced her presidential bid at a press conference on Wednesday, February 18.
Wala po kasi talaga na pag-uusapan tungkol sa pangangampanya o kung sino man ang magiging kandidato sa 2028. Hindi pa po kasi panahon ngayon, napakaaga po pa kasi para tayo mag-announce na ikay tatakbo o hindi. Napakaaga para mamulitika. Ang dami pong dapat na ayusin sa bansa natin. Maraming dapat na ayusin na interes ng ating mga kababayan. So, masyadong maaga ang pag-usapan kung sinong tatakbo sa 2028.
In 2022, Robredo ran for the presidency but lost to Marcos, earning only 14.8 million votes, which was less than half of Marcos's 31 million votes. She later ran in the May 2025 elections and was proclaimed the mayor of Naga City, becoming the first woman to hold the position. President Bongbong Marcos is set to appoint a known Duterte ally, Attorney Melvin Matibag, as the new director of the National Bureau of Investigation. In a briefing on Thursday, February 19, Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro says Marcos believes Matibag is someone who could be trusted. Matibag was former President Rodrigo Duterte's cabinet secretary and is now Secretary of General of PDP Laban. Matibag also served as General Manager of the Manila International Airport Authority and as President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Transmission Corporation. He will replace acting NBI Director Attorney Angelito Magno. During Thursday's briefing, Castro does not provide a reason for the change in leadership at the NBI or when Matibag will officially take office.
Ang rason ay hindi po na ipukol sa atin. Yan lamang po ang aking maibibigay sa ngayon. Una-una, masasabi natin bakit niya in-appoint o i-appoint. Nandun po yung tiwala. Nakitaan po niya ang si Atty. Melvin Matibag ng maaaring pagtiwalaan. Maaaring magtrabaho para sa gobyerno. Pero kung anong pinaka-reason, hindi pa po nasasabi sa akin in details.
ML Party List Representative Laila de Lima says former President Rodrigo Duterte's decision to skip the International Criminal Court hearing only shows that he is of sound mind. In a statement on Thursday, February 19, de Lima says Duterte's waiver only shows that the former president has the ability to understand the circumstances and decide how his defense would move forward. According to de Lima, it appears that Duterte can defend himself even after his lawyer Nicholas Kaufman argued that Duterte was not fit to stand trial. Kaufman earlier claimed that Duterte was supposedly unable to give instructions for his defense. De Lima describes Duterte's claims in the letter as just strategy and propaganda. The lawmaker says Duterte's appearance may endanger his defense in case Kaufman is not able to control him before the ICC judges. However, de Lima believes it was not the former president who wrote the letter. She says the former president does not speak in such controlled manner, adding he would have boasted about his drug war. Kaufman released on February 18 a document stating that Duterte waived his right to appear before the ICC, whether in person or on video. Duterte said he still refuses to recognize the international court's jurisdiction over his case. The former president claimed he was kidnapped when he was arrested and turned over to the ICC's custody. He also said he preferred to be confined in his cell due to being old, tired, and frail. Duterte's confirmation of charges hearings are set to begin on February 23. Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto files a complaint before the Commission on Elections against contractor Sarah Discaya for alleged overspending during the campaign period and perjury in relation to the 2025 midterm elections. Sotto personally lodged a complaint on Thursday, February 19, before the COMELEC's Political Finance and Affairs Department. Sotto's election lawyer, Attorney Romulo Macalintal, accompanied the mayor. Sotto and Discaya were rivals in the midterm elections. Sotto is suing Discaya for allegedly violating the Omnibus Election Code for campaign spending in excess of the amount authorized by law and Article 1A3 of the revised Penal Code for knowingly making false and material statements under oath in her statement of contribution and expenditure.
Tingin ko malinaw naman clear and blatant violations of election law. Sa totoo, ayoko na rin gawin to kasi nakakaabala din. Pero sa atin kasi, ang gusto natin, sa lungsod Pasig, kailangan sumunod ka sa batas. Kailangan sumunod ka sa election law. Kung sinabing kailangan mo i-declare lahat ng gastusin mo, dapat i-declare mo na maayos. Sa totoo lang, nag-uusap kami ni Attorney Macalintal, parang ayoko na rin gawin. So, hindi naman ako yung mag-file, wala naman ibang magpa-file din ito.
According to Sotto, his filing of the election complaint is not only about Discaya or her team. He says it should send a strong message to Pasigueños to follow the law.
Hindi na lang ito tungkol kay Discaya lamang o sa team nila. Para sa akin po, ito po ay statement na sa lungsod ng Pasig, dapat sumunod tayo sa batas. Darating ang barangay elections ngayong taon. Diba? Mensahe to sa mga nagnanais maging kapitan, kagawad, sumunod kayo. Ganun din, pagdating ng 2028, kahit sino pwedeng tumakbo. Basta eligible, basta qualified, pero sumunod kayo sa batas. At kung hindi, gagawin namin ng bahagi namin para managot kayo. Yun lang naman ang pinakamensahe po rito.
And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.